All right, what's up, everybody? This will be video two. Um, you know, prison life, street life talk. Just want to remind everybody this is not to glorify that lifestyle or anything like that. This is just to share my experience with you guys and, spread the messages of positivity and maybe help some, younger kids that are headed down that road to get off it. And, if I can help in any way, that's what I'm trying to do. Today I'm going to talk about my first day in prison, going to prison. Um, I was arrested for having a gun and some drugs. What they charged me with was the gun, prohibited possessor, felony 4, misconduct involving weapons, prohibited possessor. So I got sat in 4th Avenue for about 9-10 months on that case. Because what happened was, it was a long story, but they kind of did a legal search and seizure on me, and I tried to beat it, but in the end, I just took a plea. They gave me the mitigated sentence, which was 1.5 years. So that's what I went and did the first time. So when you're in county jail, and they come to get you for prison, they just basically say roll up. You don't know when you're going. You just go to court, you get sentenced, and then you end up going sometime that week. So they come tell me, hey, Swanson, roll up, going to the yard. It's kind of when you're in the county jail, it's a happy thing because county jail sucks out here in Maricopa County. Bro, that is horrific. So they tell me roll up, boom, happy, celebration. I got hella store, gave it to the homies. We made one last big old spread. I think it was like 3 banger burritos or something. I don't really remember. It was like 10 years ago, but you know what I'm saying? Rolled my stuff up, stayed up all night. You don't sleep, they come and get you hella early in the morning. And then you hop on the bus called the Grey Goose, the prison bus. That's where, everybody hops on that bus and to go to prison. Everyone's excited, everyone's talking, a lot of guys, they ain't been to prison for the first time, or like me, like I was. You're anxious, you don't know what to expect, you're scared, but you're trying to play the tough guy role, you know what I'm saying? So, me, I'm usually just real quiet, I usually just kick back and stay quiet and don't really talk to nobody. I just observe, always been an observer. So, we're on the bus, we're going, and they don't tell you where you're going, they just tell you that you're going. So, there's prisons all over Arizona, so they take you and they just start dropping you guys off everywhere. It takes hours, all day. And, I didn't get there till late in the night. So I ended up going to a yard called Catalina in Tucson Complex. Yeah, it's a 2-yard, very, 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 very easy 2-yard. Catalina. So we pull up, and I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. All I know is I'm going to prison. I've seen the movies, and everybody knows somebody that's been to prison, and so that's really all I know. So I pull up. It's late at night. It's well after midnight. Get off the bus. Me and a couple dudes. And immediately, everyone's, oh man, let me get a cigarette. In county jail out here, you can't smoke. So I think one of the porters was right there, helping us out, gave us a cigarette. We're smoking and stuff, asking the porter, the yard porter, whatever, questions and stuff. Oh yeah, is it cool here? How is it here? Whoop de whoop. And get in there. They give you a net bag, and in the net bag, it's got a couple pairs of clothes, a shirt, pants. You get a couple pairs of boxers, socks. That's basically it. Some yards they give you more, some yards they don't. This was so long ago. I'm trying to remember exactly what all they gave me, but I think they gave me a roll of toilet paper. You end up getting your ID and stuff like that. So I get there, I get all my stuff, we get processed in, and I say goodbye to the homies. All right, now they're going to another yard, whatever. And then I get in there. So I get in there, and in Catalina, it's one building. It's warehouse. Meaning it's just one. It's like a big, huge trailer with a whole bunch of bunk beds in there. There's dudes everywhere. So I get in there. I got my little my little net bag. I'm walking and shit. And I remember this pretty clearly that when I first got in the building, it looked like a casino for some reason. It's the first thing I thought of was, damn, this looks like a casino, because there's bunk beds everywhere and stuff, but it's dark. It's lights out, and people got their TV. So I just see a bunch of TV screens on, and that's why it looked like an arcade or like a casino or something. I'm expecting to walk into like the bars and, you know what I'm saying, like, San Quentin style when what you see in the movies and shit. But no, it wasn't like that at all. Just a big, huge warehouse with bunk beds, more like a army barracks or something. So, hey, I'm doing a YouTube channel talking about prison and street life.
Oh, nice. Who are you doing that for?
For the world.
Oh, good.
Yeah, spreading a message of positivity on what not to do.
Good for you.
So, anyways, I get in there, and they take me to my bed. It's quiet. I'm trying to be all quiet. Everybody's sleeping, and get in there, jump on my rack. I'm really not. I got one right here. I'm really not trying to make too much noise and stuff, but guys are coming up to me quietly. What are you, Wood? You Chicano? I've been mistaken for Chicano I don't know how many times, but yeah, I'm Wood. Whoop-de-whoop. They come up to me, give me a little rundown, give me a cigarette, cup of coffee, and chopping it up. I end up going to my neighbor's house next door, sitting down with him and a little youngster. I forget his name, but he was pretty cool. We're chopping it up, and I'm just like, asking a million questions. What's this? What's that? What time is chow? What do we eat here? Is the food good? This and that. And in prison, food ain't great, but it's a lot better than Maricopa County food. So, I was happy. That's the main thing I was concerned with, was food. So we're smoking. We stay up all night. I don't even go to sleep. So the next day comes, and of course, everybody comes up to you. They want to know who you are and, where you're from and, all that. Let them know. And it's pretty crazy. I got an uncle, and, I won't say his name or nothing, but because of my last name, one guy came up to me and says, hey, do you have a dad or an uncle or a brother or something named Whoop-de-whoop? And I'm like, yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I do. Oh, yeah, it's my good. He was an OG, Oh, that's my good friend, this and that. I got you, man. Whatever you need, I got you, this and that. I said, all right, that's cool. And so that was pretty cool. He hooked me up, some peanut butter, some coffee, a little bag of coffee, and some snacks. So that whole next day, I just basically went out to the yard, started working out right away. I always worked out. The thing about prison is, I went in when I was 25 or 26. I was a little bit older than a lot of dudes. A lot of dudes go in at 18, 19, still young, still wilding, still trying to be all up in the mix. I wasn't really on that time. You know what I'm saying? When I pulled up, I basically told them, like, look, check it out. I'm not frontline for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got my hand raised to do nothing. I'm not trying to be nobody up in here. But if you need me, you know what I'm saying, I'll be there. So, that was my position on the whole thing. That was what I was all about right there. I'm trying to do my time, you know what I'm saying, which is what I've always done. But if anybody needs me, boom, of course I'm gonna be right there. You know what I mean? And I'm one of the first ones in it every time, guaranteed. So that time was pretty easy right there in Catalina. Nothing going on over there, nothing at all. Just worked out and ate food, and that was it. So I was there for, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 months. And right next door is another 2-yard called Whetstone. Catalina is only about 150 dudes, 200 dudes. Whetstone is like 1,400 dudes, way more dudes. There's 3 buildings, where Catalina, there's only 1 building. I forget why, for some reason, they just did a huge mass transfer. They took about, I don't know, 50 dudes, 100 dudes from our yard, and then the same amount from their yard, and just swapped us all. And so now I'm at Whetstone. At Whetstone, it was way different. I pulled up to Whetstone, all of a sudden 20, 30 dudes I know. Oh, what's up? I didn't have a nickname yet. I just went by Brett. You know what I'm saying? My nickname ended up being Mob, because I got a tattoo on my chest. M-O-B right here. And, people don't know you, they'll call you by your tattoos. Hey, M-O-B, So that ended up being my nickname later on down the road. I'll get to that later. But yeah, Whetstone, I pull up, hey Brad, what's up? Or Swanson, they were calling me Swanson. Hey Swanson, what's up? I had a really good friend there. We'll just call him Bob. You know what I mean? I won't say his name, but he automatically was like, "You're in the workout car. You're in my workout car. Don't no. You're mobbing with me. We're and all that." So that was automatically my ace right there. And that yard is way different. The chow line is a mile long. Takes sometimes 2 hours to get to chow. You got to sit there in the hot sun, wait in line. The med line, I never took no meds, but the med line there was super long. That's a medical yard, so a lot of people there are on different things. Chaos all day on that yard. 1,400 dudes, all strung out on dope, all plotting and scheming and this and that. Fights going on all the time, just shit going on everywhere. Cell phones and all that. Me and the dudes I was chilling with, we didn't really get in the mix too much. Basically, we'd get up in the morning, go to breakfast, come back, maybe take a nap, and then the workout would start right after 11 o'clock count. So they do 11 o'clock count, be done about 11:30, maybe noon, boom, out to the yard, working out for an hour, 2 hours sometimes. You know what I mean? Probably about good 6, 7 of us, 8 of us, white dudes, youngsters, just hogging. Pull-ups, dips, push-ups, burpees, sandbags, all that. Drink the coffee and go hit the yard. Then after that, go to lunch. Or maybe we went to lunch first. I don't really remember. It's been a minute. But that was the program right there. And then it turned into, after I had been there for a little minute, it turned into me running the workout car. So I would run the workout car for the youngsters, you know what I mean? Like, I was still a youngster, but I wasn't too young. I was 26, 25, 26. Running store for the woods and stuff. So, I had stuff. Someone was hungry, I hook them with a little something and stuff like that. So, now when I was on that yard, I ended up getting really sick. I don't know what it was. Well, I mean, I know what it was now, it was pneumonia, but at the time I didn't know what it was. I just know that I was coughing really bad. I was having trouble breathing. I couldn't sleep. It was either my left or my right side. I couldn't sleep because on that side I couldn't breathe. And I was in bed for like a week. The homies were like, yeah, they gave me a week to stay in bed, but then after a week, they're like, man, you got to get up and get back out there in the yard, man. Show some face, work out and all that, because, you kind of have to. So after like a week in bed, I get up and I go back out there to work out. And so, I go out there and I get on the push-up blocks. I go down and do me a push-up, and I let my air out, and I come back up, and my air don't come back. I cannot breathe. I'm tripping. Get up. Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm panicking. I can't breathe, dude. I run to the bubble in the middle of the dorm where the cops are. Hey, help me! I can't breathe. And they grab me up. They take me straight to the hub at Rincon, and they X-ray my chest. Immediately, they put me up on an X-ray. They X-ray my chest, and my lung is collapsed. It's this big. This lung is that big. This lung is this big, collapsed. And they start tripping. Oh shit, what do we do? So immediately they put me in a van, shoot me straight to the University Medical Center in Tucson Hospital. I go in through the back, all chained up, walking in, and get there. They lay me. They check me in, whatever. They lay me on a bed and they handcuff me. They handcuff this wrist and this leg to the bed. I'm still in my oranges, my clothes. And they got this arm up like this, so I'm handcuffed, laying on the bed like this, and they're feeling around, and these two dudes are standing right here talking, and it's the university, so they got a bunch of students in there, about 20 students, young people learning with their little clipboards and stuff, and all of a sudden, these doctors run up on me and grab me and just hold me down, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they just take a scalpel and they just start cutting me deep. I mean, cutting all through my ribs and everything. I'm screaming bloody murder, bucking. They get a big old thick tube and just start shoving it in me. Just shoving it in me. Yeah, they didn't give me nothing. No numbing. I had been there 5 minutes, dude, tops. You know what I mean? Now they're shoving a tube in my body. I'm screaming bloody murder. I'm kicking, bucking, screaming. And they get it in there. You know what I mean? I don't remember much, but at one point I looked up. All the students, they were gone. They were like, oh, what the hell? We ain't trying to see this. You know, they took off. Now the thing is in me. They hooked me up to an IV. They shoot some morphine in me. And, you know, then I'm starting to calm down a little bit. And end up going into this room. And the doctor comes in. He's like, yeah, you know, so I don't know the correct medical terms, but he said, you know, you suffer from a whoop-de-whoop due to your pneumonia. Apparently, all the fluid. They drained 3 liters of fluid out of me. That's remember the 3-liter bottles at the ghetto dollar store. The 3-liter. That's a lot of fluid. It looked like Kool-Aid, just pink Kool-Aid flowing out of me. You know, I was laying in the bed and just watched. You know, it suck it out, just globs of it. And it's like a fish tank, just at all times. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna give it that. So they were like, yeah, you know, you're gonna stay here for a week, and your lung should come back. It should inflate again. So I stayed there a week, you know, and it's good in there. You know, I just came from DOC, you know, and like I said, the food ain't great, but it's better than Maricopa. But you know, compared to the hospital food, now we're talking. You know what I mean? I'm ordering from a menu, breakfast, lunch, dinner, omelets, pizza, chicken wings. They're giving me little sherbet things. Nurses are coming in, fine-ass nurses. Oh, Mr. Swanson, are you okay? Whoop-de-whoop. No, I'm not. It hurts. All that. So I sat there for a week. Lung didn't come back. So what ended up happening is after a week, they had to take me to surgery. And they took me to surgery, and they cut my back open. I got a big old scar on my back. I'll show you guys, you know, later on. Maybe we'll do another video about that. And they did the surgery. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, I was in the hospital for 30 days. They took me from the hospital, took me back to Rincon, Building 9, Death House. Sat there for 30 days in the infirmary. And then after 30 days, you know, when they were ready to send me back to the yard, they ended up sending me to Safford, Graham Unit. And at that time, I had maybe 3 months left. I went into the hospital that day at about 185 pounds. When I left the hospital, I was 145 pounds, sucked up. When I stepped on that scale, right before I left, I damn near started crying. I was like, oh my God, you know, like I work, you know, you work so hard for something, and then just, anyways. So get to the yard, Graham Unit, same rundown, people coming up to you, you know, what's up, what happened, where'd you come from, whoop-de-whoop, let them know. Straight to programming, you know what I mean? Ended up clicking up with a dude there, you know. You know, I'm not trying to say no names on here, but he was a good dude, you know what I'm saying? That was my buddy right there. Worked out every day with him. You know, he helped me get back to health. I was 145 pounds when I got to that yard. You know, just had surgery. I tried to get down and do a push-up and fell on my face. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. So, you know, and I was getting store and stuff, so I was able to eat and get my weight back up, and, you know, working out every day, and, you know, physical training. I had this little lung breathing exercise. I had to blow in it and keep the ball at a certain level. So I was doing that every day. You know, at Graham Unit, I spent 3 months there just basically nursing back to health and, you know, getting ready to go home. So that's what I did. And by the time I left there and went home, you know, I was back up to maybe like 175, you know, feeling good. And that's where I went home from Graham Unit. It was February 20th, 2013. It was the day I got picked up and went home. It was pretty cool, man. My family came and got me, and we drove through the mountains back home. It was snowing, you know, white snow everywhere on the trees, on the mountains and everything. It was beautiful. And my grandma and brother were in the front seat, and me and my mom were in the back seat. And on the way home, my mom grabbed me by the hand and looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, Brett, please don't do this to me again. I won't be able to handle it. And I promised her that I wouldn't. And I promised my brother that I wouldn't. You know, I told him, my brother's my best friend. He's a year younger than me. You know, we've been through everything together. And I promised him and her, that I'll never leave him again. I'll never do it again. And 6 months later, I was on my way to prison again. So, yeah, that's it. You know, like I said, that's my first day in prison story right there. You know, I encourage everybody to stay on the right path. Do not make the same mistakes I made. You know, that street life is not cool, man. It's fun for a very short time. You know, I always wanted to be a gangster. I always wanted to be a drug dealer and a you know, a bad boy. And once I became that, you know, it's bad, man. It's all bad things happening to you. You end up with nobody. You end up with nothing. Your family starts to, you know, not hate you, but your family just cuts you off. Nobody wants nothing to do with you, man, except, you know, the people in the streets, and they're with you for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? They want you for what you got, and in the end, dude, you never know. Women set you up, dudes set you up, especially if you're on top. You know, it's like crabs in a bucket. Everybody wants what you got. It's cool at first. Everybody, you know, wants to do things for you, but, you know, envy, jealousy, you know, all those things in the street, you end up dead or in prison, man. That's it. There ain't no 401k in the streets, no retirement plan. There ain't no happy endings, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all a facade. It's all a lie from the devil. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe the lies, man. I'm trying to just preach a message of positivity. I ain't got nothing to gain from this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to clear my conscience. You know, I'm trying to do right by God now. You know, I don't have to prove nothing to no man. You know what I'm saying? I've proven everything I've had to prove in the past, you know, in my younger days. So, you know, I just hope everyone has a good day today. God bless. And if I can do anything for anyone, don't hesitate to ask. All right, my Instagram is LB_Swanson45. That's my Instagram. All right. God bless. Everyone have a great day.